All right, at 8:40, it's back to Tiger Talk here on WPKY The Tiger, and I have the pleasure of introducing into studio Mr. Elbert Bennett. Elbert is the magistrate in Caldwell County for District 1. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir. Appreciate you inviting me up.
Yeah, you're always, I see you out and about. You're a busy guy. You're a magistrate. You live in Fredonia, and that's even great, too. And I saw you out there today, and I said, hey, I want to have you in because not only are you a magistrate here in Caldwell County and really have been for a long time, you make quite a few trips to Frankfort. You're very involved at the state level these days, and just going to open the floor up and talk, let you kind of take it and tell me what you're into these days as far as with the Fiscal Court and then some of your efforts and work that you do up in Frankfort as well, Elbert.
Well, thank you, Ty. It's a humbling experience to be an elected official, and I don't take it lightly. I look at it like this. To me, there's no party line, no county line, no district line. If it's helping someone, that's what I stand for, and I have for a long, long time, and I will continue to do that. We've got, as you know, I've served, just finished up my 2-year term as president of the KMCA.
Yes.
And which it was that was an honor. That was really an honor, and I think it's opened some doors in Frankfort to Caldwell County. Every time I'm in Frankfort, I try to go by one of the state offices, and which Ryan Quarles will be here in Preston tomorrow.
He sure will.
A good close friend of mine, and the commissioner for rural roads. I've had supper with him from time to time, and which I will be leaving this afternoon to go to Frankfort. I've got a meeting tomorrow, 2 meetings tomorrow, and so I'm hoping to, maybe have time to go by some of the state offices. Jeff Hoover has invited me by. He's a speaker, or a speaker of the House, and has invited me by his office to talk about some of the issues. But it has been a humbling experience, and I've had the opportunity to serve on the governor's transition team for Department for Local Government, and also help select our commissioner for that position, which is she's a real close friend of mine. And from up in that area, so we've got to be friends, and she called me from time to time, and we talk about different issues. But it has been a humbling experience, and I'm really looking forward to hopefully, which I will be a candidate next year for re-election.
Good deal.
And I will be, if I do get re-elected, I will be a serve as president of the Kentucky Association of Counties, and I mean that I will be in Frankfort every week during the session because I will be testifying for the behalf of all the counties in the state on issues that's good for the counties, and those that are bad, we'll be fighting against those. So anyway, I will be there, and I'll be looking forward to that.
Yes, sir. And with your experience, you've been a magistrate how many terms now?
This is my 4th term.
Your 4th term in Caldwell County, and you're going to run for another one, which is good. You're my magistrate. It has really been, you say, a humbling experience, but also it's been quite a learning experience for you, too. And there's a sort of a maturation, I guess, process for a politician that comes into it, and you sort of get seasoned, and next thing you know, you're up there. You've been sitting on the court. You understand the functions very, very well, and then you get up to Frankfort, where you make your networking connections, and that's a powerful thing when you can bring that back and those networking connections to Caldwell County and use that to help this county.
Yes, it is, and like I was talking about Speaker Hoover, a couple of weeks ago we was in Louisville, and I was walking down the hall to one of our meetings, and he saw me, and he hollered at me, "Hey, how's everything in Caldwell County?" Hey, now that makes you feel good whenever those people like that know you, and
sure,
and so forth, and being involved, it means a lot, and I think it has opened the doors for me there for Caldwell County.
And there's an impression at time up there that there is that golden triangle, and we're kind of down here in western Kentucky. So, yeah, I bet it is a good feeling when you've got the ear of somebody, especially the speaker.
It is, it is. And I'll have to say this, we've been looking, our county judge and I, Ellen, was talking about several counties getting together, like you see in that area up in we call the Golden Triangle is economic development, and have someone here and, have the numbers and start working together and trying to, attract industry into this part of the state. And, anymore, you don't think nothing about driving from here to Marion or here to Edible or somewhere for a job. You don't think. And so we just need to work together because, everyone. I don't know how many counties there is across the United States, but every county is working just as hard as we are for industry, for growth.
Sure, and as these can be tough times for factories, and then then you give away, you potentially have to, incentives to get them here, and you do have to maybe work together to share the wealth, so to speak, to get those things here.
We really do, and and I had a chance to meet with, and I guess one thing that's so close to my heart is little children, and especially those that can't fend for themselves. And I had a chance to meet with the governor, and I told him, and I said, look, I said, you love children. I said, you've got adopted children. And I said, these people, these human resource ladies there at schools, I said, they see this every day. And I said, please don't cut the funding for those programs. I said, those kids can't help what they've been brought into. And so, and I hope he'd listen. I hope it, maybe planted the seed.
Do you talk to the governor much? Have you had to sit down with the governor since you've been able to do that, or just kind of had to
not in the last little bit. Hopefully, but maybe I will get to see him tomorrow.
Okay.
And I'm going to try to. I try to set up appointment, get someone to get an appointment with.
He's
me.
a busy guy too, and it's hard to see.
He really is.
Yeah.
And, but he is a very humble guy, and he's a good guy to talk to and sit down with. And I've had the chance to introduce him to speak, and he's very he does
seems
very,
pretty down to earth.
He is. He really is, and he's a great. I think he's a great guy, and or to me he seems like he wants to do what's right.
Okay. Tell us about some of the things here in the county that you're involved in, fiscal court-wise, what y'all have going on, what's maybe coming up, and then we'll talk about more of some of the other things you're involved in besides maybe your magisterial duties. We'll talk about some of the other things.
It seems like things are running pretty smooth right now with the county. The ambulance service is doing good.
Yes.
And so I don't know of any major problems we've got right now, but it seems like everything is
kind of just a normal routine deal.
Yes, got through with the budget, and,
right.
And so everything seemed to be going along good.
I was just going to say, just got the budget done.
And coming up in just a few short weeks of the second Saturday in August, we got our summer festival coming up, and that's gearing up for that, and which I'll be cooking for that again, and as I heard Rhonda talk just a few minutes ago about farm to plate, I'll be cooking for that.
You do a lot of cooking around here, don't you, Elbert?
I do, and I really
enjoy it.
I enjoy it. I really do.
Now, you still got your partner in crime that helps you with it, too?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Nikki helps you.
Nikki and some of them,
You've got a few other, kind of got a crew that help you out, yeah.
Mm-hmm. We do.
I've got Michelle and Angie in here tomorrow to talk about all the funds and going-ons that are going to be happening in Fredonia with the Summer Festival.
I'm so glad some of the young people got involved in that because it was beginning to die down, and so I'm so glad that they've got started. And I mean, it was just new, fresh breath of air. And I really enjoyed last year because it took a lot of pressure off of some of us older ones and the young ones taking over.
And the Lions Club in Fredonia is basically the driving force behind the festival for the most part, isn't it? And I've been several times. It's a great little festival too. If you've never been, I mean, I say little festival, it's pretty big. I mean, you're going to get something good to eat. You know that because I mean the smells of barbecue are swirling all around town. There's usually a great. You can pick up a baseball game or a basketball game somewhere or a wiffle ball game. There's, train rides, stuff for kids and grown-ups of all ages. I mean, get you something good, sweet to eat and some lemonade. I mean, it's just a great festival and a fun day.
This has been going on at least 50 years.
Yeah.
And it's a great, and all the money that's raised is given back into the community. And I know my wife is, she's secretary and treasurer of that. And it's always someone calling, needing eyeglasses. And,
That's a big Lions Club thing, their eyeglass.
Eyeglasses,
yes.
And so anyway, she has been very much involved in that, and does a lot of running for the Lions Club, and I'm proud of her for that.
Well, sure. And Linda does a fantastic job. She's also, anything historical as far as as Fredonia is concerned. Let's talk about Fredonia, because it's a great little gem here in our county, and a wonderful community that is about as welcoming and wonderful. You've got some great folks down there, and sometimes they, it's on the edge of Caldwell County as well, but Fredonia is a wonderful place. I don't think you're going to find a friendlier place in around.
I was born in Fredonia, but I grew up in Princeton and back, and I've been there on the farm for 43 years, and it's a great little community. Whenever someone about a month ago, I had a round with my gallbladder and had to have surgery, and a number have called me and said, Elbert said, we'll come and get your hay up and help you. They're always willing to say, do you need us to check on the cattle and so forth like that. But when somebody's down and out, it seems like they're ready. They come to your rescue.
Everybody pulls together.
Pull together.
Yeah.
It is. It's a great little community,
yeah.
and I wouldn't want to live anywhere but in Fredonia.
Fredonia and in Caldwell County as well. I mean, we just do. We all band together, and we do want to encourage. I can't wait to hear what Michelle and Angie have to say tomorrow about the festival and their plans. Sounds like it's going to be another good one.
I know they've got it, and which I know Michelle will talk about the parade that we have, and I tell you what, that girl, she really put the heart into the parade that we've been having about every year.
Yeah, it's been going going well.
Parade,
yes, sir. What have we missed? Is there something else we need to talk about as far as what you're involved in? Because I know I just said this is two buddies talking, and that's what we're doing here.
Well, I know I've left some things out, but like I said, I really enjoy going to Frankfort, and I really enjoy being involved, because when you go, you see people, and you talk about Caldwell County, and I talk about Caldwell County with pride.
Sure.
And I let them know where Caldwell County is, and I said, hey, look, when you get to Western Kentucky, call me. We'll get a bite to eat. We'll sit and drink a cup of coffee, or we'll have. And so I've had several that have called me on their way down, and say, hey, I'm coming to Western Kentucky. Can you meet me at Oasis for supper or something like that? So or around town. So. And so I always enjoy that and them
yes,
coming
sir.
down. So, but I do want to say I wish my granddaughter good luck, and the Crittenden County girls. They're at this time probably flying somewhere between here and Anaheim, California.
It's FBLA trivia, yeah.
Right, the national competition.
Well, say your granddaughter's name, brag on her.
Ellie McGowan.
Ellie McGowan, yeah, and I think there's a
brother,
couple young men going too, aren't
Molly
there?
Tabor, yes, and so they'll be out there for that national competition.
I think Will Taylor and maybe Dalton Embry are going on that as well. I think for the school. I think that's right. I'm not sure. I should.
I want to wish all these our local kids.
That's a long way to go for a contest, but
it really is.
Fantastic. Kudos to them as well. We had a fine group, and I know you're involved with 4-H as well. We had a fine group of youngsters in here today, didn't we?
I do. I love working with Rhonda and the people with the 4-H.
My daughter's been out to your farm with 4-H. You do a farm tour for those kids, and that's a fabulous thing too.
It really is, and I always enjoyed having them out. To come out and talk to them about the livestock and so forth. And it was always a fun time for us to have the children out.
Yes, sir. We appreciate what you do, and we thank you so much for serving Caldwell County. Like you said, it's not serving a community in a political capacity is not for the faint of heart sometimes.
That's right.
And and it keeps you hopping, keeps you busy. Lots of phone calls.
I'm on duty 24/7.
Yeah.
So and I don't mind telling anyone if there's a problem. I know a lot of times that maybe it not be something that pertain to county, just need a little help. And I may know someone that can help, and I make a point to try to get the person to the right person. So
yes, sir. Well, thank you so much. We appreciate your service, what you do. We wish you well on your trip to Frankfort.
Well,
and we will welcome you back anytime.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that, and I'm looking forward to continue serving. So,
yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. That's Elbert Bennett. He is our magistrate in Caldwell County for District 1, among all kinds of other things. Grill cook extraordinaire, and friend of the community. We appreciate Elbert being here today on Tiger Talk. Now is our time at 8:54. We're just